It's my 9th grade science teacher.
Oh shit. Cut that out. Ready to count it in?
Oh.
3, 2, and the 1. Hi guys, it is Ember, Skeyez,
and Maurice.
Oh, now you Mo now?
I said that last time.
I thought you said
I interchange it. It's Maurice, Mo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want to know what to call you. You know, it's like I don't even know you anymore.
People call me Maurice.
People call you Maurice?
On IG. That's my handle.
Well, I'm Ember_Skeyez. That's EMBER_SKEYEZ. You can also purchase your Support a Dreamer shirt. Bam! Off of www.emberskeyez.com. Got several different colors. You have seen several of them on my page. Like and share, subscribe, tell your friends, moms, cousins, family barbecues, and people you don't even like. Now tell them about what we're doing here. Just having conversations and discussing our observations and expressing our opinions about it. That's what I like to call it. Observations and opinions.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
So today we're going to talk about our observations and opinions on how your past can affect your career. Yes.
Yeah. It's a big one right here.
It is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will start as you eat that banana. How your past can influence your career as an entertainer. I'm going to start on the surface. I'm going to slowly dive deep on this one. But I would say...
Like sex. Sorry.
Something like that, actually. That's a very fair analogy. But no, basically, you know, on a basic level, just, you know, hey, where you were raised and, you know, the family structure you were raised in and the values that your family had, especially, can influence your career path as an entertainer. There are some people who, you know, because their family was such a conservative, strict, you know, oddball family, it led them to being amazing entertainers. It never ceases to amaze me the number of amazing entertainers who were raised Jehovah's Witness, whether it's Michael Jackson, Prince, Donald Glover. You got all these J-dubs out here.
Half of my family's Jehovah's Witnesses.
There you go. There you go right there. And I don't know really anyone personally who's a Jehovah's Witness, and I don't really know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses other than every stereotype I've ever heard and every stereotype that they've ever confirmed when I interact
I would
with
say
them.
a lot of it's kind of true.
So, you know, just being raised, you know, in that sort of...
The truth.
Yeah.
The truth.
Yeah, perhaps you could expand on that being a... are you Jehovah's Witness?
No, I don't believe in God.
At all? You're an atheist?
Well, to it, you know, when it's like, oh yeah, there's a higher being about, and I'm not like, I'm more of a everything works with everything type person.
So you're agnostic?
Yeah.
Like you don't know if it exists or not, and it doesn't immediately affect you?
Agree, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna like get into a whole Facebook or Twitter war over that.
Oh man, I had one scheduled at like 5. You sure you don't want to join me?
No, I don't care. I don't that shit. That's another thing too, cause that, you know, again, past, cause this shit could come bite me in my ass. I don't give a fuck, cause I'm willing. I know what I do. I know what I did, and I know I'm going. Hell, I may go further. Anyway, but as far as like Jehovah's Witness, it's essentially like the same thing as any other Christian. They just got those rules and parameters that, you know, that keeps them more in line with the truth.
More holy?
Yeah.
Holier than thou, you might say?
But basically, you know, mainly I can appreciate about Jehovah's Witnesses, because, you know, like a lot of different other sects, sect, C-T-S-E-C-T, sect. Yeah.
Those sects.
Not sex, because that's a whole nother. We're not dwelling. We're not going in there. Yet, but they tend to kind of just go, you know, pick something. No, universally, if you get that awake book or that watchtower on this day of this month, y'all on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And they do stuff in order. That is the most organized religion I have ever encountered. I still ain't fucking with it personally. I appreciate and understand. I not understand, but I do appreciate and respect people's religion. I've never wanted to be like, oh yeah, I'm anti. Nah, do you, boo boo? Do you? I just, I may have questions. You could rope me in, but me personally, as far as religion is concerned, I don't feel like I can get into a. I can't join one religion without understanding all religions. So I just feel like,
Yeah,
I feel that. Cause I'm fair. But but as far as Jehovah's Witness, my experience is very strict. And they just got rules to not be worldly. Don't fall into the trap. It's essentially like if Buddhism was behind Jesus, and you couldn't do shit.
Yeah. I always felt like it was like Amish for black people. Like only you actually use electricity, but other than that, it's
essentially, yeah. Because like if you think about it, like most of the devout religions in general have like this separatist type of thing going on. Like don't be a part of what everybody else is doing. But I'm like, which everyone else? Everyone else who's Jehovah's Witness, or everyone else who's not? Yeah. If you're not a Jehovah's Witness, you're worldly. And then it's like that inner struggle, and then you get a lot of people becoming great performers and conflicted and depressed and all of these things. Religion will fuck you up if you don't do it right.
It will fuck you up and lead you towards perhaps a path as a great entertainer.
As a great entertainer or whatever career path you're in. Yeah. Because like your upbringing, like those fundamental lessons that you learn growing up. Mm-hmm. And depending on how you learn them and what has resulted from it, that entails what kind of, professional, or whether it be in entertainment or, the best mailroom tech ever, or serial killer. It just really depends on where you're going.
Yeah. Now, going off of that, since we're touching on entertainment and your religious upbringing and influencing it, just going off of that, another thing, sort of the same opposite, is certain people, specifically singers, who comparatively, because nowadays you don't get this, and this is part of my point, your singers from generations past who were raised in the church and who would sing in the church and end up being these amazing fucking singers, whether it's Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Beyonce, but these different singers that were raised in the church, and they became great singers because they were singing for the Lord. Originally, they were singing from here. They were singing from their soul and their higher self, and so they can really belt it. And with the sort of disintegration of
but you also
relations,
think of how often they were in choir practice.
Well, exactly. That's my point. Okay. It's like they were raised in this church. They're going to choir practice every week, and they're singing for the Lord, and they're being shown how to sing it from here, from your gut, from right here, from where the Lord is inside of you. You know what I'm saying? They getting it. As opposed to nowadays, case in point, I was watching this girl just try to, I said try. Just try to record a song and sing just yesterday, and she was sitting there. Now, granted, he's not a vocal coach, but he was attempting to vocally coach her, or coach her vocals rather. He was doing a terrible job, and she was having a hard time because of her environment, her immediate environment as well. But she didn't know. It's not that she couldn't sing, but she didn't know how to sing.
Right.
Because she, nowadays people they don't take proper singing classes, and they don't, our generation, we're not really in the church like that, to where we were raised in the church and we just belting all this out for the Lord and all that, and all of a sudden, we take that and segue it into something secular. I mean, that's going back as far as Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, you know what I'm saying? They was doing that.
What about Little Richard? Because he don't get credit for nothing.
Oh, I was just searching up on Little Richard. First of all, I want to see if he was still alive. He is. He was born in like 1936.
That look. Eyebrow pencil mustache.
Yeah, second of all, that is the tutti-fruitiest straight guy I have ever witnessed in my life. But I guess that's rock and roll, right? You know, it's the pencil and the fucking perm and the sashay into the hips and shit. But, you know, all these people were raised with a spiritual background. And so it allowed them to tap into their spirits more. And on top of that, you got choir directors, you got people who know how to play live instruments for the church band that you can harmonize with. You're surrounded by music. And in my opinion, those people tend to be much better singers as opposed to someone who's like, oh, I want to sing because I always wanted to sing and I know I can make it and fuck all these other bitches and fuck all these other haters. I want to sing because I'm going to be a singer. And they stand there and it's like they don't even know, they're singing from their throat. They don't even know how to project themselves. They don't know how to tap into themselves. I had to ask this girl, I'm like, cause she was starting to get frustrated and I'm like, don't forget to have fun. Like, you know, like, why are you even doing this if you seem so frustrated and you're not even singing, you're just talking on the mic? It's
let me answer that question. Some people suck the fun out of it.
Yeah, true.
Some people suck the fun out of you because I have been in those situations. I've gone into different studios, even vocal coaches. I have tried. I ain't wasting no more damn money. But just go in there, be like, yeah, I can sing. I'm not the best singer, no, but I'm pretty damn good. Yeah. Especially when I'm all warmed up and I'm like, ooh, you know, to get the good shit. You know, I look up to Aretha, Gladys, Shaka, Tina, Whitney. You know, them my girls. Yeah. You know, Patty, but we ain't gonna touch Patty because I can't. But some people will suck that out of you because it stops being about you just trying to get your art out there. It turns into I'm telling you what to do on this mic and you're not listening to me.
That's exactly what was happening yesterday.
So yeah, I hate people who do shit like that. Producers, look, message. If a singer comes to you with a song they wrote and they know how they wrote their song and they just want to record the song, they don't need you to tell them how the song goes because they wrote the goddamn song.
Especially if you ain't produced not one hit in your entire motherfucking life. Like, you don't know shit more than that person just because you took the time to buy some fucking studio equipment and set up some acoustics in your apartment. That don't mean that you know a shit ton more than the person who actually wrote the song and knows what they're doing. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But my point is, don't make it an ego trip,
it's
guys.
It's a goddamn ego.
Because it's always a guy. I ain't never ran into a woman sound engineer like, you need to do this a little more and a little less of that. You know, it's always some dude who, you know, probably can't even sing himself.
Not at all. And I'm sorry to touch because I sing too. I also write, and I have been in studios where I'm like, no, this needs to go like this. Put something else on that. I'm like, look here, bitch. That's not how I wrote the song. I hear what you're saying. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I am not a stranger to good sounding singing.
Right.
I can do some good sounding singing.
Of course. But
if I wrote this song when I was in this mood, this mode, this is the reason, and this is the message that I want to convey with these inflections, just press the goddamn record button.
Right. It's not an audition. Like, you're not about to have me, oh, could you switch it up? Could you put a little less anger and a little more just melancholy, a little more sadness in there? No, because that's not what the song is about.
Yeah. And stop smoking around singers.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, I know people who can sing and they be blowing themselves. I'm not that bitch. My vocal cords are, I still don't have my voice from when I lost it in March.
And see, you don't smoke either, so, you know, it's even worse that way. At least if it's someone who does smoke, they might be used to it where they're kind of like that. But if the person actually doesn't smoke, you really don't want to be smoking around them. Because that's going to, even if it doesn't affect their vocal cords, it's going to make them uncomfortable, which means that they're not going to be able to sing to the best ability because they're going to be in their head about the smoke as opposed to in their heart about the song.
And I want to know what the hell you be doing. First of all, you high, and you telling me how to sing and the way you recording it. I'm like, what you hear high is not what you hear sober. I have gotten high twice in life.
Really? That's it?
I went to California and I ate like some chocolate that I didn't know was weed, and I was high for like 2 days.
Yeah, I bet you were.
I didn't know. And then my car got broken into and I was depressed. And I was like, give it here. You know, they ran out of alcohol. And yeah, the getting high is not for me. I am not.
It's not for everybody.
It's not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
It is not. It's not for me. So, you know, bucket list. Speaking of which, that could come back and bite me in my ass because I just admitted that shit on camera. Everybody knows people do drugs. But
it was in California. It was legal. Her friend had medicinal and she had a headache behind her eyes. Cataracts. Boom. There it is. Legal
Yeah.
section. You told me the story earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some crowd with your ass. I like that.
That improv pays off, doesn't it?
It does. But no, like, you know, speaking of that, you know, getting off the rant about, you know, these fuck ass producers. Yeah, so like how you know, you do some stuff thinking it's a good idea, you know, in your past. Or, you know, because you just, I don't know, it can be anything as simple as I forgot to go to court, now I got this arrest warrant and I got a mugshot, to I got broke and I decided to suck a little dick for money, and now I want to be somebody.
And now I want to be somebody.
Yeah, it's true. Most people, it's more people in existence that have sucked dick than not. Male and female, unfortunately, but it's true.
Well, considering there is a, you know, there's a population of gay men out there, I would say logically that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women suck dick and they act like they don't, but they do. They do. And I know the signs, ladies. I know the signs. You can talk about it as much as you want to talk about it. I don't do that. Oh. X, Y, and Z tells me that you do.
Yeah, well. But see, and then the thing is it the fact that they suck the dick or the fact that they may have gotten paid for it?
Nothing wrong with sucking a dick, by the way, ladies. Or, I guess guys too. If that's what you want to do, you know. If that's what you want to do. But, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, for instance, somebody becomes successful and, like, for instance, I'm going to use me as an example because I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. But, you know, I was 18 and I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna make my way here in this huge city of Houston and I'm gonna be out, I'm gonna be something. I got bills, I got troubles, I got, you know, this going on, that going on, I got kids to take care of, I got, you know, all of these things, and I'm broke. I happen to meet somebody who I've known for, well, not meet, but like I've known somebody for whatever X amount of time. And this kind of like offset it off. You know, when the girl, the dude, she had slept with him so her brother could go to college.
Yeah.
And she was like,
A nasty old man.
yeah.
And with like the weakest stroke game this side of fucking, this side of fucking.
Oh my God, no. But, you know, okay, so I do that. You know, I get the money for that or whatever.
I've never been turned off by a sex scene so much, by the way. Not to interrupt you, but I'm now, it's like in my head now, it's like, God, yeah, that was gross. But go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. But that just threw me off. Okay, so, you know, life goes on. You know, that happened when I was like 18, 19, you know, got family to feed, just, you know, just figuring some shit out. Desperation.
What happened?
I slept with this quote unquote family friend to help me out financially. And this, you know, here I am, about 35, you know, 30 to 35 normally when the shit kicks in. And I'm doing something with myself. I become successful. I'm a successful entertainer or public figure, so to speak. You know, and I'm doing stuff for the community. I'm doing stuff for kids. And, you know, you decide that out of the clear blue sky, you want to come and be like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, hey, everything's good. Hey, how you doing? You know, nothing. I don't really want to talk to you because, I mean, I know what kind of person you are because you basically dangled a carrot and I needed to eat. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? And you try to get some time and I don't have time for you. So instead of you being like, oh, well, you know, catch you another time, or just accepting the fact that I probably don't want to talk to your ass because, you know, I was mentally raped. I willingly participated, but under the circumstances, there was a certain level of coercion. And I say mentally raped because it's not it wasn't actual. I lost a piece of myself because I succumbed to that. That's what I'm saying. And you get in, you know, just out of being petty, you decide because I'm at a certain caliber now decide that you're gonna run and tell whether it's a blogger, whether it's just a bunch of motherfuckers in the hood, people that I know, or just some way to get this ball rolling. Oh, she was a prostitute. She used to suck dick for money. Yeah. Cause you know they don't put the details in it.
Yeah, they don't amplify.
Yeah. So now I gotta reap the consequences because when I was 18, like 15, 20 years ago, in a situation, and I made a choice. But since then I've grown and I've become better. Now I gotta reap the consequences of. Now I got backlash of being a whore or prostitute and all this stuff that can damage my reputation because what I do in the community because I'm a public figure or the type of image that I have. Like, how do you feel about that? Because the way that I feel about it is. I don't like when people act like everybody doesn't have dirt. Everybody got dirt.
Everybody got it.
Everybody's
got it.
Some people got sewage. Some people got debris. Some people just got a little dust. You know, it's not that many dust, motherfucker, but some dirty bitches out here.
Some dirty bitches.
So, with that type of situation and that type of circumstance, I'm like, part of that is like, how can you prevent it? Can you? Because like you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna do what happens.
It's a little fuzz.
I try to put your hands on me. So I'm like, how that can like come and bite you in your ass. I'm young, naive, trying to support my family, and I made a rash decision to get to a better state, and I did. But because somebody is so vile, they want to ruin that because they're selfish in their own circumstance. What are your thoughts?
Well, that happens all too often, unfortunately. And I think, should something like that, if something like that were to happen, to me the best defense is a good offense in that situation. Meaning that, obviously, and finding peace with it within yourself is the most important part because it's going to allow you to make the proper moves and not base them on emotion, but base them on strategy and the best way to go about stuff. Because it's your career after all, right? It's your career, it's your image, it's your brand, it's all that shit. So, to me, the best defense is a good offense. Being truthful with yourself and being truthful with others is going to be a part of that offense. But you basically want to own it and minimize it quickly. And so, because who is this person? First of all, we don't even know if this person's telling the truth. This is a he said, she said. So, depending on how credible this person's brand is, you might just be able to be like, this nigga ain't shit. Clearly, his opinion is invalid, and we're moving on. But, say it's someone who's actually pretty accredited in society in whatever kind of way, and just basically not somebody who seems like they're going to just lie to get some money. They might be successful in their own right or whatever. In which case, I think you need to really just be truthful about the situation and frame it, you know what I'm saying, with your mindset in mind. You know what I'm saying? Just like, hey, y'all can hate him as much as he want. Donald Trump is schooling you motherfuckers left and right. After this, we didn't spend 2 years with this Mueller report. This nigga, half a dozen different people surrounding him have been arrested, fined, charged with felonies, jailed, his personal lawyer, all these people. In the Mueller report itself, it basically says, well, yeah, I mean, he basically obstructed justice, but we're going to leave that up to the Justice Department. And what does this dude do? He hires a very, at least in political circles in Washington and the Beltway, he hires a very credible person, he appoints a very credible person to be his attorney general, just so they can come out and be like, oh yeah, he ain't guilty, he innocent, man, he good. Before the spin can be done, he spun it before the spin can be spun. And so now, at least his supporters and enough American people are like, oh yeah, man, that was a waste of time, he ain't even really do nothing. Even though he did, but you see what he did though? He got on top of it, he was like, oh shit, they got dirt. Let me get on top of this right now and put my shit out there first before the media run with it. And by the time the media got their hands on it and saw the full unredacted shit, they was like, wait a minute. But he already had his attorney general come in there and basically put his mindset out there like, oh yeah, man, he ain't do no shit. And he knows that the first story to go out there is going to be the one that sticks. So,
oh, that makes sense.
the first one to go out there is going to be the one that stick. That's just like, it's still people who think Michael Jackson molested kids. He ain't molest no kids. This motherfucker was investigated for over a decade by the FBI. They ain't never got a lick of evidence that this dude's molested kids, but because that was the story that came out first, and Michael Jackson did a terrible job back in the early 90s of defending himself. Yeah. You know, he's always gonna have this image among some people's minds where it's like, oh yeah, he's a fucking child molester and a pederast and shit, even though he wasn't. Even though there's a bunch of very rich, powerful, successful white men out here doing all kind of nasty, all kind of shit, sick shit with kids. Catholic Church is a prime example. But people think Catholic Church, they think, oh, piety, religious, all that shit. I don't, but, you know, a lot of people do. And so it's like, oh, you're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But you're not going to give this, like, you know, kind of moist, philanthropist, like, weird-ass black dude who used to be black, but now he's white, but he's still black dude, the benefit of the doubt. No, he was black, but
no,
I mean,
that's why he didn't get the benefit of the doubt.
Well, yeah, of course.
You know, we all know Thriller.
I'm still black.
Right here.
I'm black right here, guys.
I wish I could have seen him cuss somebody out like once.
Oh, you know he used to. You know Joe came out of Michael a few times when the camera ain't on Mike. That's when Joe Jackson come out. You ever seen This Is It? Mm-hmm. The movie. Mm-hmm. That movie came out like right when he died.
Yeah.
So they show him in the studio, and there's a few moments where he's like bossing people around and telling folks what to do. And I was like, man, I wish they would show more of this Michael Jackson, because he was boss mode. Like, no, we're gonna do it like this. No, we're not gonna do it like that. We're gonna do it like this because we're gonna do it with love. And he like segue into like a positive, like, we're gonna do it with love. We're gonna do it this way. No, but don't. No, you're not doing it.
He was like, because I saw something. He was like, so yeah, I mean, Mike, how do you want it to play? I want you to play it like I wrote the song.
Yeah. He's
like, oh, that was real Mike. But you know, nigga been dead 10 years. But it's weird. It's weird.
It is weird.
But yeah, and then even with, like you said, the Catholic Church and stuff like that, it's like, you know, people act like nuns and priests don't have dirt. Like, they weren't born in the church. They decided to go there. And then some of them decided to go there and get the nuns pregnant and, you know.
And some of them, plenty of them had dirt before they joined, and that was their, you know, way of escape. That was their out. That was how they was going to get it back.
Yeah.
Where no one's going to know.
Right. But I just wish we didn't have, like, this double standard of stuff. Because, like, my thing is, as long as you're not out here murdering and raping and causing undue and unjust harm to people,
yeah.
If you lead a decent life, you know, let me live. Because, like, think about it. Somebody told me, and this was I didn't know how to feel about it, but I was on the phone with somebody who was pretty notarized the other day, and they were like, you know, there are the people who, like, are just admiring, and then it's people who's leveling up in the middle, and then it's the people who at that level that you want to be to. God. And he was like, yeah, and I look at you and I see the stuff you're doing and you leveling up, you like right there in the middle, and we need you. And I was like, first, I ain't cry, I'm moist when it comes to people recognizing my work, because, you know, background standards. That made me feel great, but it also makes me realize, I'm like, man, soon, probably sooner than later, I'm gonna have to deal with the motherfuckers digging. And if you've seen my Instagram or Facebook page, there's some shit on there. But guess what? I claim everything. I know I got some dirt. I'm not gonna give it to you. Shit, you gotta find this shit first. But I mean, I accept my past or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, which is why I chose the entertainment situation, because you can also look at it like prison. Like, yeah, man, I went to prison for 15 years for murder, but, you know, I ain't gonna kill nobody else, like, willingly, you know? Some people will, some people need to just be fucking stopped.
Right.
But like, as an entertainer, and somebody who's, you know, doing stuff. And then I'm also like starting like a nonprofit, Skeyez and Stars, coming soon.
Hey.
I'm also looking at it like, wow, it's really some people who are going to be so small-minded that will let something that really has nothing to do with them and doesn't affect them in any kind of way, nor really even me, just try to judge me or not judge or not support me or try to boycott or create some type of machine against me because I just want to be great and I want to help other people be great. If it was just me being selfish, motherfuckers wouldn't give a fuck. But since I'm, you know, creating platforms and avenues for people to be great as well, it's going to be like somebody hating. Like, for instance, Beyonce. Now, I am going to get some comments below. For this, I am not the biggest Beyonce fan. If you play anything Beyonce, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I know this song.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, oh, that's Bae. That's Bae. That's Bae right there. Yeah. I'm not finna rearrange my whole life and catalog behind Beyonce. But it's people who don't like Beyonce so bad that they investigate her mama, daddy, baby daddy, that pregnancy, both of them. And all this just to try to bring her down. For the fuck what?
Yeah. Well, that's very true. And there can be a number of reasons. Look, some people choose to be great, some people choose to hate. And there can be a number of reasons, you know, just to take Beyonce for an example. Some people are just haters. Some people are petty. Some people are jealous. Some people are racist. Some people are sexist. You know. And even some people, you know, some people are wannabes. Whereas they see a part of themselves in Beyonce, but they don't work their 24 hours the way Beyonce works her 24 hours.
It's that 10,000 hour rule.
Exactly. So they don't, hey, there she is. They don't, because they can't get to that point in their head mentally, they gotta hate on the person who does. And that's, you know, a lot of women. Probably some gay men too. Who, you know, just looking at her like,
not even gay men. I had somebody. Oh, I'm gonna tell you this story. So I had somebody who I thought was a friend of mine, and friend for years. And I brought a homegirl around, and my friend started liking the homegirl. I ain't no hater.
Now, was this a platonic friend? Was this a friend-zoned friend? Or
yeah.
Was this, okay.
Yeah, I didn't, because my thing is, if anything was gonna happen or be pursued, it would have happened or pursued. It all the time happened. Okay, fuck it, let it go. We done kicked it numerous times, spent the night, and talked on the phone, talked about other male, female.
Oh yeah, so this is like a friend.
Yeah, friend.
Yeah.
Brought the girl around. You know, he started liking her. Okay. And a situation happened to where I was in need. I humbled myself because Lord knows I do not ask people for help. I will suffer. Yeah, same. But hell, I couldn't. So I was like, look here, shit. Can you help me? Without question. Went above and beyond.
Okay.
Somewhere in that, he went to the friend I brought around. And it became a thing. Now my thing is, he was like, yeah, well, you know, I don't mind helping you. Just don't tell everybody I help you. I'm like, nigga, I'm not gonna tell everybody that I need help.
Yeah.
Cause pride is real.
Very.
I own that. That's my deficit. Pride had me crying in the car after a successful mixer. So long story short, he liked me. He was dating her to try to get at me, and his way of making whatever, I don't know what the end game was, but he was lying on her to me and lying on me to her, and trying to cause confusion and commotion, and then essentially stalked me. Yeah, I got stalkers. It's chill, as cool as I am, and I don't deal with bullshit. I didn't feed into none of it. I had a conversation with her. I explained to her the misconception, and I just stopped fucking talking to him because that motherfucker was crazy.
Sounds like a fuckboy.
That motherfucker was crazy. No, like you think you know a person.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was crazy. He fucked my car up.
Oh, what a little bitch.
Yeah, like he's fucking crazy. So, hence, pride. I will suffer.
Yeah.
Suffer unless it comes from my grandma, my halfway mom. Suffer. Yeah, or I'll accept it and I just cry because I don't like feeling like charity case because the pride is real. But that just go because people have motives. People have ulterior motives, and they will do whatever to try to use your past against you. Not even if they can't find nothing in your past, they'll find a lie.
Yeah.
I just don't think.
Oh yeah.
So how would you summarize this type of situation where using your past, how your past can affect you?
Well, another thing about the past affecting you, like for me personally, I grew up. I wanted to be an actor since I was in second grade.
All right, we doing it.
We doing it, right?
Black
so,
actors, bro.
I grew up in the '90s when movies were epic, Spielbergian, fucking like this summer.
Oh yeah.
A coming of age tale about movies used to be fucking epic, and not just the superhero movies. There weren't superhero movies like that. The only superhero movies were Batman,
Denzel,
and
anything with Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel was the superhero, or Tom Cruise, or Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like those were the superheroes, but they were regular ass people, and they made epic fucking movies. Independence Day,
Bad Boys.
Yeah, Bad Boys, shit like that. And so, growing up in the '90s and wanting to be, this person, and knowing that I had internally the capacity to do it, made me feel some type of way like, oh man, as soon as I get the chance, I'm going out to Los Angeles or New York or someplace and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be acting. And that was it. That's all I wanted to do. Smart enough, very intelligent kid growing up, could pretty much do whatever I want to do. But that's what I wanted to do. And as I hit high school in the 2000s and all of that, reality TV blew up and life got more complicated in a sense that being an intelligent person, life got more complicated, not just for me personally, but also life itself became more complicated. I started to see and understand a lot more things that I didn't see and understand before. And so by the time I was, I made music and I did certain things in my 20s, but by the time I was in my mid-20s, by the time I moved to Houston, and I was in my mid-20s, I was somewhat over being an actor and an entertainer.
So
I really just not yet, not yet. But I was somewhat over it because one, I don't like doing shit that everybody else does, and then it seemed like all of a sudden everybody wanted to be an actor, everybody wants to be on TV, everybody wants to be on a reality show, and I hate reality television, and so that turned me off to it. And then two, just like I said, understanding certain things that I didn't understand before, getting a lot more, becoming a lot more politically astute. Becoming a lot more racially aware. Not that I wasn't before, I've always been, but becoming a lot more racially aware because we live in times where it's much more necessary. It's always been necessary, but it's even more necessary now. And so certain things have affected me as to how I want to go about being an actor and an entertainer. So, whereas before it was a simple, and the game's changed too, where the game is not you move to Hollywood and get a headshot and a resume and you work on this and that and then you just slowly, that's not how, it don't work like that. And so just the way things work, your internal environment, your external environment has definitely influenced me as to how I want to go about being an entertainer, because I don't want to be some dumb actor who's just going out on audition after audition and being in these little stage plays. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
had his big night Friday.
this Friday, this weekend, Hattie comes of age in an epic tale, Hattie's big night. But I just don't want to go about it in such a vanilla ass way. I want to uplift myself, people, my community. I want to do certain things. I'm definitely more interested in filmmaking as opposed to I used to just directing. Man, fuck that. I want to be an actor. I'm much more interested in filmmaking, documentaries, history. I've always been a history buff. I want to share that with the world. There's a lot more things that I want to do. It's much more comprehensive, and that's because I took the time to. I didn't just turn 18, 19 and just rush out to Hollywood. If I'd have rushed out to Hollywood at 18, 19, I would probably be on Skid Row. Knowing me, knowing how I was. Yeah, I mean, that's Skid Row. Skid Row's more drugs, but drugs and porn. That's what Skid Row collectively means in LA. Oh. Skid Row is where all the fucking, that's like LA's tent city where all the fucking.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah. So.
It's a lot of naked people.
A lot of naked people, a lot of people trying to make it. And, you know, I probably would have fell through the cracks because I did a lot of drugs.
Shit.
I did a lot of drugs in college and had a lot of, like, you know, sexual encounters, drugs, drinking, you know, stuff like that. So, I might not have made it. Now, as opposed to now where I have a much more complete outlook on life. I've got some hard knocks, you know what I'm saying? I've suffered a little bit more. I got more of a story, you know what I'm saying? I got more, you know, nuts are hanging a little lower, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, got a little more, got something to add to it. I'm not just like, oh, I'm the good looking light skinned guy, I want to be famous. Like, nah, it don't work like that. I've always had talent, but a lot of people have talent, and a lot of people have, you know, a certain look or a certain this or that, but it's like, what's that backbone behind it? That's what makes a great actor, that's what makes a great filmmaker, that's what makes a great director, producer, etc. That's where that. Yeah, it's where that. It's that grit. You need that grit. You know what I'm saying? And so, a lot of people don't have that because they just, their background is just, well, you know, I always watch this on TV or that on TV, and I could see myself. They don't know a goddamn fucking thing. But you know, they're going to entertainment. Then they make it worse for guys like me because now all of a sudden there's this cesspool of wannabe actors, and it's basically just a bunch of fucking pretty light-skinned dudes with tattoos and shit. Because, you know what I mean? Like, or women-wise, it's like you got all these dumbass fucking girls from Nebraska or wherever the fuck they from.
Waist trainers and booty implants.
But yeah, booties and waist trainers and titties and hair extensions and shit, thinking that they really about to be, you know, somebody, and all they about to do is get fucked and used and abused. Guys too, shit. You know, I'm not saying it like it's just women. Guys, that shit happens to guys too. Although Joe Rogan has a very good opinion on that in his last stand-up, which I thought was pretty good.
6 minutes of recording.
Okay, cool. So, you know, just I guess that means sum it up. So to sum it up, live a life. I think the most important thing is when it comes to your background leading into entertainment, and a real actor, a real producer, a real director tell you this: live your life. Your life should not be all about, oh, I'm gonna be this celebrity, I'm gonna be this actor.
No, I'm running for mayor.
Yeah, exactly. Just be the best version of yourself. Live a full life. Have hobbies. Have interests. Meet people. Network. And by network, that doesn't mean schmooze it up. It means talk to people on the phone, return their text on time, go to that social function, dress nice, and talk to people when you get there, and share your interests and allow them to share their interests. Listen to them. You know, it means being fully fucking human. That's what's going to make you a great actor. That's what's going to make you a great director. That's what's going to make you a great person, so that you can contribute something to this life and maybe make a difference.
Make that change.
Make that change.
You can't really just keep Michael out of stuff.
Yeah, no, we circled it all the way back. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that. Shh.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been another riveting conversation here on Observations and Opinions.
Indeed.
With Ember, Skeyez, and
Maurice.
Go get them Mo prices. You get it?
Ha.
Don't charge me this shit in a minute. Yeah, if you want to sponsor us, you know, click the link below, or go ahead and email me.
Right there.
Or get in contact with me on my website at www.emberskeyez.com. While you're there, go ahead and check out that bio and order your t-shirt.
Indeed. Yes, and you can also check me at People Call Me Maurice. That's People Call Me Maurice on IG, as well as maurice-price.com, MAURICE-PRICE.com. Yes, indeed.
Sounds like when you ought to hear some sprinkle, like some chimes go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, indeed. We're gonna add that graphic later.
Yeah, well, we ain't there yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Hashtag sponsors. Yeah. So I guess this is it. Just gonna do some playful little banter as I stand up and turn the camera off.
So,
Yeah. Run out all of these daytime minutes.
You can get them run out the daytime minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get on out.